Next, we'll crochet the reindeer, starting with the head, arms, legs, body, facial features, belly and scarf. First, crochet the head. Using the magic ring method, crocheting in rounds counterclockwise, the chart is presented in a table format. Before crocheting, let's understand the table. In the table, our plus number indicates the round number. The increases and decreases explanation column shows the stitch techniques needed for crocheting the current round, including increases and decreases. The total stitches column shows the total number of stitches after completing all stitches in the current round. This toy is crocheted using X stitch single crochet. From now on, we'll simply call it single crochet when crocheting. The stitches used include X stitch single crochet, V single crochet increase, and a single crochet decrease, chain and slip stitch. Now, watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Take the corresponding yarn. This indicates the starting method is the magic ring. Pick up the yarn with your right hand. Wrap the yarn around your left index finger twice. Now there are 3 strands of yarn on your left index finger. Pinch the overlapping part of the loops with your right thumb and index finger. Take it. Then wrap the yarn around your left little finger once. Pass through between the middle finger and index finger. Transfer the loop to between your left middle finger and thumb. Pick up the crochet hook with your right hand. Insert the hook into the loop. Position the hook to the left of the yarn. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Draw the yarn through. Make a chain stitch to secure. Gently tighten. The magic ring is completed. Now begin the first round. R1 is 8 single crochets. The number before X indicates how many. Work that many single crochets. This means work 8 single crochets into the magic ring loop. Work 1 chain as the turning chain for single crochet. This turning chain is not marked in the chart. When crocheting in rounds, you need to work a turning chain at the beginning of each round. The turning chain does not count as a stitch. Then work 8 single crochets into the large space of the magic ring. Insert the hook into the top of the yarn. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. Single crochet is completed. Place a stitch marker to mark this stitch. Continue to the next stitch. Insert the hook into the top of the yarn. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again. Pull through all loops on the hook. This is the second stitch. Continue crocheting the remaining single crochets. After that, close the magic ring. There are 2 loops. Gently pull the starting tail. One loop is moving. Tighten the moving loop. Only one loop remains. Pull the tail tight. The loop is closed. Next, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Pull tight. The slip stitch is not indicated in the form, but when crocheting in rounds, always finish by joining with a slip stitch and tighten it, so the first round is completed. Next, crochet round 2. R2 is 8V. The number before V indicates how many single crochet increases to make consecutively. This means to make 8 consecutive single crochet increases, make 1 beginning chain. I'll emphasize again. Every round must start with a beginning chain. I won't repeat this instruction later. Make 1 single crochet increase in the first stitch of the previous round, which is the insertion point for the slip stitch. Make 2 single crochets here. Place the starting tail above the hook while crocheting, and weave in the ends as you go along. 1 stitch. Mark it. Insert into the same stitch and make a single crochet. 2 stitches. Single crochet increase is completed. Continue making single crochet increases on the left stitch. Don't forget to weave in the ends. Second single crochet increase completed. This round requires 8 single crochet increases in total. The remaining 6, work all stitches using the method of making 2 single crochets into every stitch. After completing the last single crochet increase, check the stitch count. The total stitches for each round are indicated in the corresponding chart. I won't mention this again from now on. Then join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Pay attention. At the end of each round, always join with a slip stitch to the first stitch, and pull tight. Trim off the excess yarn tail from the cast-on. Round 2 is complete. Continue crocheting round 3. X, V, asterisk 8. The parentheses indicate a group. Indicates the number of times to repeat the pattern. First work 1 single crochet. Mark it. To make it convenient to find the slip stitch position later, mark the first stitch of each round. Work 1 single crochet increase downward. I'll demonstrate again. First work 1 single crochet. Then work 1 single crochet increase. This is the second time. Repeat this pattern 8 times around the round. For the remaining 6 repetitions, all follow the method of 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet increase. Finally join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Round 3 is completed. Take a look. The right side has clear texture, the wrong side has blurry texture. Continue crocheting on the right side from now on. Now work round 4. First crochet 3 single crochets. Then make a single crochet increase. I'll demonstrate again. First, crochet 3 single crochets. Then 1 single crochet increase. This is the second time. Continue crocheting downward using the previous method. Once completed, join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. Round 4 is done. Let's take a look. One raised texture on the right side represents 1 round. So far, we've crocheted 4 rounds. The crochet technique is simple. The increases and decreases explanation means something similar to before. Just follow the stitch pattern order in the table. Repeat the corresponding number of times. Let me explain here. In the table, R712, work even for 2x, means starting from round 7. 1 single crochet in each stitch. Each round has 42 stitches. Continue until round 12 ends. When you see this format later, the meaning is the same as above. When crocheting, don't forget to make the beginning chain and slip stitch. Working even will cause the fabric to naturally curl. Adjust the fabric so the right side faces out. Following the method learned earlier, refer to the chart. Complete these rounds. Now work round 13. First, make 10 single crochets. After completing, work the stitch pattern in parentheses. 1 single crochet. 1 single crochet increase. Repeat twice more. After completing, work 1 single crochet, since the red stitches indicate color change is needed. We'll refer to the current working yarn as the original yarn. Continue working an incomplete single crochet with the original yarn. Insert the hook into the left stitch. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. This is an incomplete single crochet. Place the original yarn behind the fabric. Then take the corresponding color yarn. Random colors for the swatch. Referred to as the new yarn later. Hang the new yarn with the left hand. Yarn over. Pull through all loops on the hook in one go. Complete this single crochet. This also completes the color change. Leave the original yarn behind the fabric for now. All future color changes will be done this way. The single crochet before the color change. Work an incomplete single crochet, then switch colors to finish this stitch. Next, work 7 single crochets with the new yarn. Weave in the yarn tail for joining above the hook while crocheting. Once done, continue working 1 incomplete single crochet with the new yarn. Insert the hook into. Draw the yarn through. Complete the incomplete single crochet. Place the new yarn behind the fabric. Pick up the original yarn. Hold the yarn with left hand. First carry the yarn across. Draw the yarn tail through the stitch. Adjust the carried yarn. Not too tight, not too loose either. Keep the carried yarn close to the fabric. This completes the carried yarn technique, and simultaneously completes the color change. Then continue with the original yarn. Refer to the chart to finish the remaining stitches of this round. Finally join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. This completes round 13. Continue to crochet round 14. First work single crochets evenly according to the corresponding number. Work until 1 stitch before the color change position. When reaching the corresponding position, make 1 single crochet and switch to the new yarn. As soon as picking up the new yarn, carry the yarn across first. Draw the yarn tail through the stitch. Adjust the carried yarn. Keep it close to the fabric. Complete the carried yarn technique. Then continue crocheting single crochets with the new yarn. Work until 1 stitch before the next color change position. Carry the yarn across while crocheting and wrap it into stitches. When reaching the corresponding position, make 1 single crochet and switch back to the original yarn. Place the new yarn behind the fabric. Use the original yarn to finish the rest of the round. Join with a slip stitch on the first stitch. Round 14 is completed. For round 15 going down, follow the color change method demonstrated earlier. Just refer to the chart and crochet accordingly. For round 16 afterward, first refer to the chart. I've already completed the swatch here. Next, make one single crochet decrease. Let's take a look first. The two loops of the stitch. The one closer to you is called the front loop. The other one is the back loop. First, insert into the front loop of the left stitch. Then insert into the front loop of the adjacent stitch. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops. Leaving 2 loops remaining, yarn over, and draw through in once. Single crochet decrease completed. This method of picking up only the front loops for decreasing is called invisible decrease. Using this technique, the gaps between stitches are smaller, more delicate fabric overall. Work one single crochet. I'll demonstrate again. First, work one single crochet decrease. Yarn over. Repeat twice. Once. Twice. Single crochet decrease completed. Then work one single crochet and switch colors. The stitch pattern inside the parentheses has been completed once, and the color change is done. Next, work with the new yarn to the single crochet decrease before the color change. Only one more yarn over position remains. Reach the corresponding position. Place the new yarn behind the fabric. Pick up the original yarn. Hold the yarn with left hand. Draw the yarn through. Adjust the carried yarn. This completes the single crochet decrease and the color change. For subsequent single crochet decreases with color changes, do it like this. Work to the stitch before the color change. After the last yarn over, complete the stitch with the new color. Continue with the original yarn. Finish the remaining part. Slip stitch when completed. Round 16 is done. For the remaining sections, just follow the chart to complete the crocheting. After crocheting is finished, leave both yarn tails about 5 centimeters and cut the yarn. Secure the new yarn tail by tying a knot inside the fabric. Leave the original yarn tail for now. Then stuff with the appropriate amount of fiberfill. Take out the fiberfill. Fluff it up, and stuff it in. Next, take out the main part of the scarf. Put the starting side over your head, like this to check the fit. Don't make it too tight, and don't make it too loose. If the size is significantly different, it's recommended to adjust your tension and crochet again. Up to this point, the head part is completed. Next, crochet the arms. You need to crochet 2 identical ones. Use the magic ring method. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Switch colors on the 3rd round. The swatch here is already done. The last stitch here. Make an incomplete single crochet. Then take the new yarn. Draw the yarn through. Complete this single crochet. Then join with the first stitch using a slip stitch with the new yarn. Tighten. Adjust the yarn tail slightly. Leave about 5 centimeters of yarn tail for the original yarn and cut off. The starting yarn tail has been secured for 1 round. You can cut it directly. Place the 2 yarn tails behind the fabric piece. Weave them into stitches as you crochet the following rounds. This completes the color change. And round 2 is also completed. Then use the new yarn and refer to the pattern. Complete the remaining part. After crocheting is finished, fasten off the yarn normally. Then stuff with appropriate amount of fiberfill. Pay attention, do not stuff fiberfill at the opening position. This completes one arm. Work the same way, complete the other one. Next, crochet the feet. Need to crochet 2 identical ones. Start with a magic ring, crocheting in rounds counterclockwise. Pay attention, mind color changes when crocheting. After 1 foot is completed, fasten off the yarn normally. For the other one, do not break the yarn after completing. And stuff with a small amount of fiberfill. Complete it on your own. I've already finished the swatch here. Next, crochet the body. First, sew the 2 feet together. Then crochet the body in rounds along the 2 feet. Attach the 2 arms during the process. Stuff with fiberfill after completing. Then sew it to the head. Please watch the demonstration. First, crochet R1. Take the yarn tail from 1 foot. Crochet 3 chain stitches. Then take the other foot. On the last round. At the first stitch, work a slip stitch. which is the stitch marker position. This connects the 2 feet together. Then chain 1 to begin. And work single crochets correspondingly. Place a stitch marker at the first single crochet. Work all the way down this foot. Once completed, next comes the connection position. Work 3 single crochets correspondingly. The remaining 2 strands of chain can be marked with a stitch marker. This is convenient for finding the position later. Now comes the side of the other foot. Starting from the first stitch, work single crochets correspondingly. Work all the way down this foot. Once completed, next comes the connection position. Pick up the remaining 2 strands of chain at the connection position, which is the stitch marker marked position. Work 3 single crochets correspondingly. Once completed, slip stitch at the first stitch. The first round is completed. The crocheting method is simple. Refer to the chart. Complete these rounds by yourself. Add stuffing while crocheting. Now work round 15. This round starts connecting the arm. Work 4 single crochets evenly. My sample swatch is already completed. Take one arm down. Press it flat symmetrically at the joining position. Insert the hook through both ends of the arm simultaneously. Then thread it through the left stitch on the body. Work 1 single crochet. Crochet 3 more like this. One arm is now connected. Continue working 7 single crochets along the body. Once completed, connect the other arm. Using the same method as the previous one. After joining, continue working single crochets along the body. Slip stitch in the first stitch. Round 15 is completed. Work even single crochets for round 16. Complete the crocheting on your own. Once crocheting is finished, leave a yarn tail of about 30 centimeters. Cut the yarn. Add some stuffing. The body is now done. Next, sew the body to the head. Thread the reserved yarn tail into the yarn needle. Take the head. Align the slip stitch marks side by side. Pick up the last round of stitches respectively. One stitch to another. Use the whip stitch method. Sew together. When there's still some distance left, stuff a little filling cotton inside. Once the stuffing fits properly, continue sewing the remaining part. Then sew once more at the starting position. After that, secure the yarn tail. Weave the remaining yarn tail through the fabric several times. Trim the excess tail. This completes the sewing of the body and head. The side with slip stitch mark serves as the wrong side of the body. The other side is the front. Next, make and attach the facial features, starting from the horns, ears, eyes, nose and mouth. First crochet them separately, then attach them. The eyes are pre-made. The mouth is embroidered. First work the horns. Make 2 identical ones. Divide it into horn 1 and horn 2. Both are made using the magic ring method. Crocheting in rounds counterclockwise. First work horn 1. Horn 2 is joined while crocheting horn 1. Stuff with fiber fill as you go. Then sew to the proper position on the head. Please refer to the demonstration. Horns 1 is simple to crochet. Just follow the chart. Fasten off the yarn normally after completion. Next, complete the first 7 rounds of horn 2. I've already crocheted the swatch here. Now work round 8. This round is joined with horn 1 while crocheting. First, make 1 slip stitch in the first stitch of the last round of horn 1. Make 1 slip stitch. Gently tighten. This joins the 2 horns together. Then work 1 beginning chain. Starting from the insertion point of the slip stitch, work 1 single crochet decrease. Place a stitch marker to mark this stitch. Six single crochets. Now reaching horn 2 position, work single crochets evenly into each stitch along corner 2. After completing, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. This completes round 8 and joins it with horn 1. For the remaining rounds, refer to the chart and complete the crocheting accordingly. Pay attention to stuffing while crocheting the edges. After crocheting is finished, leave a 30 cm yarn tail. Cut the yarn. This completes 1 horn. Follow the same method. Complete the other horn. Corners crocheting completed. Next is sewing. Thread the reserved yarn tail through the yarn needle. Take the head. Position the front of the body facing you. Sew the horns on both sides above the head. Roughly between rounds 2-5. Both horn 1 sewn inward symmetrically. No specific sewing method required, just secure it firmly. This completes one horn. Sew the other horn in the symmetrical position. Up to this point, the horns are explained. Next, crochet the ears. They are identical, divided into inner ear and outer ear. Both started with a magic ring. Crocheting in rounds counterclockwise, connecting the inner ear while crocheting the outer ear. Please refer to the demonstration. Follow the pattern to complete the first 2 rounds of the inner ear and the outer ear. The swatch is already completed here. Next, crochet the 3rd round of the outer ear. This round connects with the inner ear while crocheting. Place the inner ear with the right side facing forward. Wrong side against the right side of the outer ear, overlapping them. Then insert the hook through both fabric pieces at once. The insertion point of the slip stitch at the end. Work 1 single crochet. Which is the position marked by the stitch marker. From here on, pick up corresponding positions of both fabric pieces for crocheting. Work a single crochet increase on the left stitch. Continue crocheting the rest of this round. The starting yarn tail can be hidden inside the fabric piece. Join with a slip stitch to the first stitch. Leave a yarn tail of about 30 centimeters and cut the yarn. This completes the 3rd round of the outer ear. The same ear is now finished. Follow the same method. Complete crocheting the other ear. The ears are now done. Now proceed with sewing. Sew the 2 ears on both sides of the horn. When sewing, pay attention to secure the first and last stitches slightly. To create this curled edge effect, when sewing, make sure the inner ear's right side faces out. sew close to the bottom of the horn. Slightly secure the overlapping position with the horn. This completes one ear's sewing. Sew the other ear symmetrically. Up to this point, the ears are now done. Next, attach the eyes. These are the two eyes. Attach them between head R11 and R12. Aligning with the switching colors edge by 1 stitch. Once positioned correctly, proceed with attaching. You can first use the crochet hook at the corresponding position. Expand it like this. Then insert the eyes. Don't fully insert the eyes yet. Apply glue underneath the eyes. Then fully insert them. Now the eyes are attached. Next, crochet the nose. We will start from foundation chain. Follow the magic ring, form a loop, stuff appropriately after completing. Sew to the proper position on the head. The new stitch technique used is Please watch the demonstration. Indicating the starting method is chain cast on. Chain 6. Casting on complete. Start crocheting from the third stitch from the end of the foundation chain. Count back 3 stitches from the hook side. Pick up the top loop of the chains one by one here. Work 3 half double crochets. Mark the first stitch. Next, TW means half double crochet 3 in 1. Which is working 3 half double crochets into the same stitch. On the last chain stitch, pick up the top loop of the chain to crochet. Once completed, slightly rotate the piece. There are 2 remaining loops on the other side of the chain. Start from the second chain's remaining loop. Work 2 half double crochets. Note: this is the first chain. Start crocheting from the adjacent chain on the left side. As you crochet, place the starting tail above the hook. Weave in the ends as you go along. Then work 1 HDC 2 in 1. Which means working 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. Finally join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Round 1 is completed. Part of the beginning tail has already been woven in. You can cut it directly. Round 2 work even single crochets. After completion, leave about 30 cm yarn tail and fasten off. Then stuff with the appropriate amount of fiber fill. This way the nose is crocheted. Next, sew it on. Thread the reserved yarn tail through the sewing needle. Position the starting point horizontally. Sew between rounds 13 to 15 of the head. Align the top with the color change round. Place it centered between the eyes. Then sew along the last round of stitches. This completes the nose. Finally, embroider the mouth. Cut a strand about 20 centimeters of the corresponding color. Take one strand. Thread the needle. 1 row below the nose. Centered position, embroider a small horizontal line. Insert the needle from any position. Come out at the corresponding position. Insert a little beside. Then come out from the insertion point. Tie a knot and weave in the yarn tail. This completes the mouth embroidery. At the same time, the entire facial features are completed. Next, crochet the belly. It consists of the belly piece and decorations. First, crochet the belly piece. We will start from foundation chain. Follow the magic ring, form a loop. After crocheting is finished, embroider the decorations. Then sew it to the proper position on the body. The new stitch technique used is. Please watch the demonstration. First, make a foundation chain of 6 stitches. Starting chain completed. Next, work the first round. 2 means starting from the second to last stitch of the foundation chain. Pick up 1 strand above each chain stitch. Crochet 4 single crochets correspondingly. The chart below shows W as 3 single crochets in 1 stitch. That is, crochet 3 single crochets into the remaining chain stitch of the starting chain. Then slightly rotate the piece. Pick up the other 2 strands of the remaining chain. Crochet 3 single crochets. One single crochet increase. Then join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. The starting tail, part of it has already been secured. You can cut it directly. The first round is completed. With the side with clearer texture as the right side of the piece. For round 2, just follow the chart to crochet. Now crochet round 3. 1 single crochet. Brackets indicate working into the same stitch. Crochet 1 single crochet into the next stitch. And 1/2 double crochet. Then crochet 1/2 double crochet. Crochet 1 double crochet into the left stitch. One half double crochet. One half double crochet and 1 single crochet. Later on, you can refer to the diagram to continue crocheting this round. After completing crocheting, no slip stitch is needed. Leave a yarn tail of about 10 centimeters and cut the yarn. Simply pull the yarn through. Then finish off. Thread the yarn tail into the yarn needle. Insert from front to back into the first stitch. Then back into the braid where the yarn tail is. Adjust slightly. Crochet is finished. This way of finishing off looks neater. Then bring the yarn tail to the right side of the fabric. Weave in the yarn tail along the texture on the right side of the fabric. This way, the belly is completed. Next, embroider the decorations. Take a strand of corresponding color yarn about 20 centimeters long. Separate out 3 strands. Thread into the yarn needle. On the wrong side of the belly fabric piece. Along the first round, at any end, embroider a cross. After completing, tie a knot with the yarn tail. Trim off the excess yarn tail. This way, the decoration is finished. Finally, sew the belly together. Take a strand about 30 centimeters long, of the same color yarn for the belly. Separate out 2 strands. Thread into the yarn needle. Place the belly piece with the wrong side facing out. Decoration facing down. On the front of the body. Roughly centered position. Align the top with the third to last round of the body. Sew along the edge of the fabric. Here, please sew approximately 55 stitches. This way, the belly is completed. Next, crochet the neck warmer. We will start from foundation chain. Work back and forth along the foundation chain. After crocheting is finished, sew to the corresponding position. Please see the demonstration. First, chain cast on. Refer to the chart for the exact number of stitches. Casting on completed. Next, work row 1. Begin crocheting from the second to last stitch. Pick up one strand above the chain stitches. Work single crochets into each stitch in sequence. The first row is completed. Put it on the reindeer's neck to match up. It's roughly just enough to go around the neck once. If there's a significant difference, adjust your tension or the number of chains and recrochet as needed. Continue to crochet row 2. Turn means to flip the work. Chain 1 first. Turn the work piece. Starting from the stitch at the bottom left. Work even single crochets. After completing crocheting, leave a yarn tail of about 15 centimeters and cut the yarn. This scarf is now finished. Next, sew the scarf to the corresponding position. Note that the fabric piece shouldn't twist. Use the reserved yarn tail. Secure the beginning and ending of the scarf. Once securely sewn, tuck the yarn tail along the texture of the fabric piece. Sew it up by yourself. This scarf is now completed. Finally, assemble the reindeer with the main part of the scarf. Place the main part of the scarf at a suitable position on the head. The horns and ears come out through the chain spaces of the main piece. Fold the main fabric piece outward along the stitch position of the first round of edging, forming the hat brim. Then use the same color yarn from the main part of the scarf behind the reindeer's head. Secure it roughly with the main part of the scarf. Pay attention not to sew into the hat brim. Complete the sewing. Up to this point, the assembly has been explained. At the same time, the entire scarf explanation is done. If you still have unclear parts during the crocheting process, there are still unclear parts. Don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get supports. Susan's family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.